Friends, today is the World Parkinson Day. Rightly, it started from the 11th of April, but it's a week, 11th to 17th of April 2021. The main aim of this World Parkinson Day to celebrate is to sensitize the people, to know the common man what the disease is, and when to approach for the treatment. The day is an opportunity for people with Parkinson's and for scientists also, supporters, the fundraisers, family carriers, and the clinicians to get together and tell the story of the Parkinson's. This year, the theme of this World Parkinson Day is mental health in Parkinson's, a case and support. UK is the first country which is launching the first ever Parkinson's mental health support. Next slide. Exclusively for people affected by Parkinson's disease. The goal of the campaign is to raise the awareness about the Parkinson's disease, the foundation, and all 4 available resources. Actually, Parkinson is a common disease. You might surprise that in India also, 1 million noted cases are there. We don't know about the hidden cases, and all over the world, 10 million Parkinson cases. Many times, even not only the patient, but the physicians, the neurologists, they also cannot diagnose in time the patient unless some symptoms are started. The tremors or rigidity, and it takes much time, near about, so the diagnosis is delayed, and that is mainly the setback of this program. This is actually a neurodegenerative disease, and you will find that the substantia nigra is affected mainly. The patient also comes to know that he had got something wrong very late, as slowness in the speech, slowness in the walking, or in last stage, then there will be bending, typical the Parkinsonian gait, and the tremors, rigidity. The tremors generally they start firstly on one side of the upper extremity, then at the second side, and even in the legs. The name Parkinson is given because the first physician, Parkinson from London, he had diagnosed 6 cases of Parkinson, and the name goes on his name. The great scientist, he had given Parkinson's name to this disease. Next. The Parkinson was diagnosed in 1817, and it was firstly, the name of the disease was shaking palsy. The degeneration of brain called substantia nigra begins to malfunction, or the cells goes on dying. We call it as a process of neurodegeneration. Parkinson the disease can be controlled, but not cured, neither it is prevented. Parkinson was a physician, doctor, practicing in London. The Arvid Carlson of his age, he had given the name of Parkinson on behalf of his memory. Actually, the Carlson was pharmacologist, professor at Sahlgren's Academy of Gothenburg University, and he had got first Nobel Prize in this field in medicine in year 2000. He firstly told to the world that the dopamine is involved in everything that happens in our brain's important functions. So the dopamine, L-dopamine, is a part of now treatment. as there are the pink ribbon for the breast cancer, likewise, in 1996, the World Conference held in European Parkinson Disease Association, the red tulip is the sign like pink ribbon in breast cancer, and it is accepted throughout the world. You will find that in time, if the disease is diagnosed and treated, the life expectancy can be increased. Previously, before 900, the life expectancy after the disease was just 5 to 6 years. Now, the person of Parkinson's disease can live up to his normal age, 50, 60 years or whatever it may be. Mostly the disease is of old age because of degenerative changes, mostly after 60 years. But it can be less than 60, above 50. And you might be knowing that the great personalities who had died because of this Parkinson was Michael Fox. He was a great actor, but lived near about 20 years after the disease diagnosed. First, he noticed the tremors at the age of 30 years. The Muhammad Ali, the boxer, famous boxer, known for his stinging words and the special punches, died after the 32 years of diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. Then the Javed Rain was a singer, American singer. She died after 20 years. Then the Linda Ronstadt, Rohani Iskasam was a US senator, and Bally Graham, he lived near about 98 years of the life when diagnosed at the age of 60 years. With this introduction of this Parkinson Day and the week, main motto is have awareness in the common public, because many times we neglect the peoples in home who are old and who had got the morning stiffness or slowness in the walking, or typical the walk that is bending of Parkinson walk. And so the delay in diagnosis and treatment, so the life expectancy also will be decreased. As somebody said that prevention is better than cure, and many times the delay means corruption. In medicine also, if in-time treatment is given, patient can survive up to his whatever his age is. With these few words, I will stop my introduction. I will hand over to my senior colleague, Dr. Shukla sir, to tell the epidemiology of Parkinson's disease.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. M.K. Shukla, serving as Professor Community Medicine in the DUPF Medical College, Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. I shall be discussing the epidemiological part of Parkinson's disease, as Professor Gaikwad has already told you, that it is a disease of aged people and a crippling disease. It doesn't have too much of mortality, but it makes the life of the people miserable. So to curb the disease, it is important to raise the awareness among people so that the people may take precaution and may fight with it. It can be diagnosed early. So as has been told by Dr. Gaikwad also, the pink tulip is the symbol for Parkinson's disease, and this is the symbol for creating awareness against the Parkinson's disease. Now, Parkinson's disease is named after James Parkinson, who in 1817 wrote a classic, Shaking Palsy, a disease for which the reason is still unknown. As a definition, it is a chronic degenerative disorder that primarily affects the neurons of the basal ganglia. It is a syndrome that consists of showing down in the initiation of and execution of movements, which is bradykinesia. That is, there is increased muscle tone, there is rigidity, and there are tremors and impaired postural reflexes. The famous internationally known boxer, Mr. Muhammad Ali, his previous name was Cassius Clay, he also suffered from this disease. As far as the incidence of this disease is concerned, it occurs in the age group of 60s. Mostly men are affected than women, but there is not much difference in the incidence rate. The annual incidence is 0.2 per 1,000, and the prevalence rate of this disease is 1.5 per 1,000. Prevalence rates are similar throughout the world, except lower rates in China and West Africa. It affects 1% of those over 55 years, whereas people of 70 to 79 years of age, 1.5% of people are affected. It generally occurs between 50 to 80 years of age, so it is a disease of the aged population. Sex incidences, as I already told you, are almost equal. Coming to the pathology of this disease, in this disease, there is depletion of the pigmented dopaminergic neurons in the substantia nigra, atrophic changes in the substantia nigra, and depletion of neurons in the locus coeruleus. Clinical features don't emerge until more than 60 to 80% of dopamine is lost. Compensatory changes include hyperactivity in remaining neurons, that is, increased transmitter turnover, increase in dopamine receptor supersensitivity, etc. Other pigmented nuclei also affected, like locus coeruleus and raphe. Also, the cortex and other structures are affected. Characteristic histological inclusion in affected neurons are eosinophilic cytoplasmic inclusions in nigral cells called the Levy bodies. You can see these pictures, that how these changes can be seen. Now, the free radicals, these are unpaired electrons that can easily react with surrounding molecules and destroy them. Metabolism of dopamine by MAO produce hydrogen peroxide. Glutathione normally breaks down the hydrogen peroxide quickly. So the reduced glutathione results in loss of protection against free radicals, and which in turn result in cell damage. Now, there are various genetic factors behind this. These are mutation of SNCA genes in chromosome 4. Two types of alterations occur. Alanine is replaced by threonine, and this causes alpha-synuclein to misfold. SNCA gene is inappropriately duplicated or triplicated, and extra copies of the genes lead to an excess of alpha-synuclein. Aggregate, that is Levy bodies, and attract other proteins, clog neurons, and impair the function of neurons. Now, the Parkinson's disease, you can see in pathophysiology that The basic ganglia, the function is control the movements. The dopamine inhibited neurotransmitter in the basal ganglia. Acetylcholine, excitatory neurotransmitter in the basal ganglia. Now, without dopamine, inhibitory influence are lost and excitatory mechanisms are unopposed. Neurons of basal ganglion are overstimulated, excess muscle tone occurs, and tremor and rigidity is caused. Coming to the clinical feature, the classical syndromes consist of tremors, rigidity, and bradykinesia. These may be absent initially when non-specific symptoms of tiredness, aching limbs, mental slowness, depression, and small handwriting, which is called micrographia, may be noticed. Although Parkinsonian features are initially unilateral, gradually bilateral involvement is the rule. A resting tremor in an upper limb being a common presenting feature. Now, the resting tremors may remain the prominent symptom for some years. They increase with activity and decrease when walking, anxious, etc. The sensation of heat and caloric burn. During resting, usually first in finger and thumb, may also affect the legs, mouth, and tongue. Pose complex movements like flexion, extension of finger, abduction, adduction of thumb, supination and pronation of forearm. It may affect arms, legs, feet, jaw, tongue. Intermittent, they are intermittent, present at rest, and when distracted, diminished on action. Now, the postural are less obvious, faster finger, finer amplitude, present on active and passive positions with movement. There is a pill rolling sort of movement between the, as if somebody is rolling a pill between the index finger and the thumb. Now, the second feature is rigidity. This is cogwheel type, mostly in upper limbs. Rigidity with superimposed tremor felt as tightness or stiffness of muscles. Ratchet-like phases there, like catch, release, this type of movement is there. Then there is plastic or leg type of rigidity, which occurs mostly in legs. There is a stiffness. The neck, trunk, shoulders are involved due to stiffness. There is change in posture. And the prominent feature are that head is bowed, the body bent forward, arms are flexed, thumb turns into palms, and knees are bent slightly. So a typical posture is appearing in the patients of this Parkinson's disease. Now, there is one feature called bradykinesia. It may develop gradually. Bradykinesia shows slowed ability to start and continue movement and impaired ability to adjust the body's position. The word bradykinesia is logically derived from two Greek words. Brady means slow and the kinesia stands for movement. So basically it means slow movements, slow motion and slow moving. The slow movement, akinesia is loss of movement. Then there is especially in face, It leads to expressionless face called poker or masked face. Then there is slowness of speech. The softer and indistinct speech is there. There may be dysphonia also. Then there is dysphagia and drooling. Slowness in initiating or repetitive movements. Most have difficulty with rapid fine movements, as slowness of gait and difficulty with tasks as fasting, buttons, shaving, writing. These tasks are difficult to perform. While writing, the letters become short and smaller and smaller, and this type of writing is called micrographia. The gait is asymmetrical, slow to start walking, shortened stride, stiff leg gait. Rigidity comes through on one side, therefore it becomes difficult clearing, swinging on one side. There are rapid small steps, tendency to run, fascination. There are reduced arm swings, usually unilateral. Impaired balance on turning, leads with head and shoulder. This fall forward, down turn. This is typical type of fall. Patient falls forward and he is downturned. His posture is downturned. So the postural writing reflexes are impaired early, but fall tends not to occur until later. So these type of falls occur later on in life. Now coming to the diagnosis. As far as investigations are concerned, the diagnosis is made clinically, as there is no diagnostic test for Parkinson's disease. The imaging like CT scan or MRI, magnetic resonance imaging of the head, may be needed if there are any features suggestive of pyramidal, cerebral or autonomic involvement, or the diagnosis is otherwise in doubt. For example, to exclude the stroke. Now, the causes of Parkinsonism are to be looked for. These are toxins like manganese, carbon monoxide poisoning, then CNS infections, structural lesions, metabolic disorders, and other neurological disorders. Most are rare and suggested by atypical features, history, and on examination. Routinely needed to consider two alternative diagnoses. One is drug-induced Parkinsonism, and the second is Parkinsonian plus syndromes, that is Parkinsonian features with other neurological signs atypical of Parkinson's disease. So these are called Parkinsonian plus syndromes. Now coming to the drug-induced Parkinsonism, this is important because it is reversible, although may require weeks, months after discontinuation. The dopamine antagonists, neuroleptic agents like haloperidol, atypical neuroleptic agents, antiemetic agents like CCB, for example, cinaragine, amiodarone, valproic acid, lithium by uncertain mechanism. Dopamine antagonists also exacerbate Parkinson's disease and should be avoided. If possible, in the treatment of patients with the disease. Parkinson's disease prognosis, the variable and depends partly on the age of onset. If the symptoms start in middle life, the disease is usually slowly progressive and likely to shorten lifespan because of the complications of immobility and tendency to fall, which results in accidents. Onset after 70 is unlikely to shorten life or become severe. As far as treatment is concerned, the current pharmacological therapy is symptomatic because no curative treatment is available. The levodopa to replace dopamine, L-dopa, plus peripheral acting dopamine decarboxylase inhibitor to improve L-dopa active availability in the CNS. Examples are benserazide and entacapone. Then D1 and D2 receptor agonist, for example, apomorphine, bromocriptine, pergolide. These favored early in L-dopa sparing pharmacotherapeutic approaches. Then MyoB inhibitors, for example, selagelene is also used. Then COMT, that is catechol O-methyl transferase inhibitors, for example, entacapone. And next is amantadine, that is dopamine releaser, reuptake inhibitor. And finally, the anticholinergic drug like muscarine receptor antagonist, etc. Now, concluding this information, the patient has idiopathic Parkinson's disease. The cause is not yet known clearly. There is no cure, but therapies are available. The treatment aims at prevention to prevent clinical progression, to improve the Parkinsonian system, that is the improvement of Parkinsonism, and delay of motor complications. Complications like choking, falls, and side effects of drugs should be avoided. The prognosis, the normal life expectancy for treated patients. So if we teach it and diagnose it early and treat it well, the lifespan is not affected. And this is the importance of the creating awareness among people regarding this dreaded disease. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shukla sir, and thank you, Dr. Gaikwad sir, for the amazing presentations. As you all know that Parkinson's has a prevalence of almost 1% in more than 50 years, as correctly told by Dr. Shukla sir. Okay, so that means 1 in every 100 old age people are about to get Parkinson.
Yeah.
Right. So per 1,000, so 1 in 1,000, even 1 in 1,000 people will get that Parkinson disease. So it is very important for those who are taking care of people who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease to know everything about the disease. Okay, so what to expect, what not to expect, when to visit a doctor, what medicines are to be taken, what are the warning signs, what are the signs to be expected, and when to seek medical care and how to seek medical care and where to seek it. Okay, people who are taking care of these Parkinson's disease patients, they need to listen to them. Okay, they don't have only physical health is not only physical health is required, but also mental and psychological health is required. The volunteers or those who are taking care of these patients, they need to be very patient because this is a very long duration disease. Okay, Parkinson's disease, once a patient is diagnosed with Parkinson, it will be there till the patient dies. Okay, so the patients themselves and those who are going to take care of these patients, they need to be very patient with this disease. The caretakers and the volunteers, they should help the patients feel normal. It is very important that these volunteers help them out, carry out their routine activities, help them to feel special, help them to feel normal. Okay, and patients, they need to get active. Okay, once they are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, is a disease of muscles and rigidity and dementia. Okay, So they need to keep themselves busy. They need to do a little bit of exercise in the morning hours, in the evening hours. They need to keep their minds busy. They need to solve Sudoku puzzles. They need to solve crosswords. They need to play with their grandchildren, or they need to spend time with neighbors and friends and family. They should get out of house. Okay. So the dementia, the Parkinson's disease, the rigidity, it comes with the mental health problems. Okay, and this is the this year's theme, the mental health problems in Parkinson's disease. It is very important that these patients, they come out of the family, come out of the house, interact with people, and stay socially and physically active. We should always look for the worsening signs of Parkinson's disease, which Dr. Shukla has already covered, and these signs must be picked up at the earliest as possible, and the treatment should be started right away. As there are no any diagnostic specific investigations, but the new research have been found, they are doing research on proteomics. So what is proteomics? They are finding out any specific proteins are there in blood which can be measured. Even a single drop of patient's blood or suspect's blood can be used in the near future to diagnose Parkinson's disease correctly. And that's all regarding today's lecture. I thank Department of Community Medicine, Head of the Department of Community Medicine, for letting us take this webinar today. I thank Secretary General, retired Lieutenant Dr. B. Sadananda, Lieutenant General Dr. B. Sadananda sir, and our Deputy Director Dr. Abhijit Dute sir for their constant support in all the departments to take these webinars and take these interactive sessions. And I thank Dr. Sunil Natha Maske, our respected Dean sir, for guiding us and for encouraging us in taking all these activities and all these webinars. If there are any questions, if you need any more discussion, please write your questions in the comments, or if there are any suggestions or your comments, please write them to us, and please write your comments and questions in the comment section. We will get back to you soon. Thank you very much. Thank you, Department of Community Medicine, and thank you everyone.